Record to the cloud.
How do we get Facebook Live?
You're good. Okay, here we go. All right, Edgar. Make it count.
Yay! Oh. Woo, Edgar!
Okay. Okay, so graduating class of 2020, please take your seats. So welcome, parents, family, faculty, friends, colleagues, and esteemed guests. We'll begin today's address with a welcome address by me. You only have two options. Class of 2020, it's an honor to address all of one of you today in my home office. Over 3 years ago, you applied for entry into the Masters of Economics program at Roosevelt University without telling me. You took a chance on a dream you had thought about for years, and you got in. And luckily for you, I was totally cool about all of that when you finally told me. The past 3 years, seem to have gone by quickly, but then again, I no longer have any concept of time or space because we live in a virus-induced twilight zone. But I do know that despite how fast it all seems to have gone, it was really countless hours in your home office, also known as the basement, typing away, writing papers, doing homework, thousands of books and pages of books and articles read, hundreds of lines of spreadsheets and equations and charts. You poured so much time and work and care into this degree, and you're great. Wow. So after all that, this wasn't how graduation was supposed to be. You deserved the auditorium, the stage draped in deep green, the crowd buzzing with pride. You deserved a much higher paid speaker, the acknowledgements, the celebrations, and not pomp and circumstance played on a laptop. You deserved to sit shoulder to shoulder with your fellow students, beaming with promise and excitement. And as life often likes to do, it didn't turn out how it was supposed to. But I know you, class of 2020. I've seen you confronted with misfortune and disappointment and challenge. I've seen how you dealt with it when it wasn't what it was supposed to be. And you never once gave up or gave in. You found a new way. You wrote a new plan. You rolled up your sleeves and you helped coin our motto, we'll make this work. We'll make this work. We'll make the best of it. We'll clean it up. We'll change it. We'll rewrite it. We'll hunker down and we'll laugh even in the midst of tragedy. When you have the spirit of we'll make this work, nothing can stop you. Not a global pandemic or anything else life decides to heap on you. We'll make this work finds the thinnest thread of hope and weaves it into joy. Whatever happens from here on out, keep making it work. Find a new way. Keep discovering your purpose and happiness wherever it lies, even when it's hiding among heartache and disappointment, especially when it's hiding there. So maybe this isn't the celebration you deserved, but we made it work. Congratulations.
You're recording, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, now I would like to have the valedictorian of this house come and give his address to the class of 2020. I'd like to welcome up to the stage John Edgar Mihelic. All right, thank you. Good job. There you go. Rubioed it. Rubioed it.
All right. Good afternoon, honored guests, esteemed faculty, parents, and the amazing class of 2020. Before I begin my speech, we should note all who cannot be here today through illness, bad Wi-Fi, or untimely passing. We love them and miss them dearly. However, we realize they are all here with us in the spirit of this joyous day. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for having been chosen to speak on this momentous occasion. Of all the members of the class of 2020, I imagine there are many who could have been as qualified as I am, or perhaps more so, but I was chosen. So I get to tell my story and give my advice. West Virginia High School track and field, there's an event called the 300 Intermediate Hurdles. The runners start about a quarter of the way around the track. They all come towards the same finish line, which is used for all events. Hurdles are high. It's not that high. I Googled it while I was writing, and it seems like they're 36 inches. 3 feet doesn't seem that daunting, but you're running at full speed, and you clear them so you don't lose your stride. If you find yourself really jumping the hurdles, you're doing it wrong. Key is to kick with your leading leg and snap your hip over your trailing leg. So it's really a big bounding step. I was in track for 3 years, and if you can believe it from looking at me, I was fairly successful as a partner giving the context of the school size and the state. During my track career, I think I participated in every possible event except long jump and the distance races. This happened because my coach, Harrison County sports legend Ted Robinette, God rest his soul, would say, "Mihelic, run the 400 relay." When I never practiced the 400 relay, the thing I really wanted to do was run my 22nd event and then go flirt with girls and smoke cigarettes. You know, the things a track athlete does. One meet, Coach Robinette did that thing, asking me what I thought of the 300 hurdles. I told him they were high and the race was longer and I wanted to run. He told me I was running at 300, and that's fine. It was okay. I ran the shuttle hurdles. I know what to do. Now, here's where I point out the intermediate hurdles are about 6 inches higher than the shuttle hurdles, and I'm not that tall. Class of 2020, let me tell you, there's nothing like the tension and anticipation that you feel when you're in the starting blocks, coiled and ready for the pistol to go. You start thinking if it's ever going to come, and sometimes you get caught off guard. But the starting for the 300 is away from everyone, and the back straightaway, and if you know tracks, but handoff zone for the first 4x100 relay. You're alone, and your teammates are on the bleachers, they're flirting with girls. Anyway, and it's just you and the lane and the hurdles. The Law Lake right now, right here. The gun goes off, and you set off in full sprint, like you know how to do. And I, this specific time, started to realize I had no plan. Hurdles a lot. You know how many steps to take. You even know how many breaths you're going to take during the race. And you have a plan, but I didn't have a plan. I ran, and hopped. I did it again. I was in the lead. I was on one of the outer lanes. So you feel like you're in the lead because of the way it's structured. But we were coming up around the last turn, I started getting cocky. I had this, I was going to win the heat. Those girls were going to be impressed. I was rounding the turn, and I felt another feeling that's unmatchable to your body failing you. I came up on one of the last hurdles right before the home stretch. I kicked my front leg, and that back leg just said no. Instead of clearing the hurdle and winning the heat, my foot hit, clearing the center of the cross piece of the hurdle. So we're going to put a pin in that right now. This is the graduation speech. It's clearly not just an excuse to talk about the highlights of my sporting life, which is half a lifetime ago now. No, the didactic frame is we're going to talk about failure. I have failed many ways, many times. I was unemployed for 2 years, each week reaching out, trying to find a job, any job. I got engaged at way too young an age to a great person, but who I was not the right person for. Twice I ran for election and lost. Twice I was demoted at work. Twice I was escorted home by the police. One time they didn't take me home. I applied to MFA programs in 2004, all out of state, because I wanted to leave West Virginia and find greener pastures. But I didn't get in anywhere. So I was in West Virginia for another year. I had all sorts of crushes go unrequited. Some of these people I even told about my crush, and they said we were better friends. The specific person I'm thinking about right here was, right since the time I was waving a whole army's worth of red flags, which makes sense because that was just that last paragraph I was talking about. I applied to Harvard, and Harvard said, we don't want you. I flew to LA to be on Jeopardy. Only to remind it now that when I was on television, I got a question about Rocky Balboa wrong. Failure can define you if you let it define you. If you allow it to be the final act in your story, but it could also be as a teacher. What you learn through failure is the humility to know where your weaknesses are, where you can improve. If you're failing at something, you're trying for the first time, or you're failing at something you thought you had mastered, every mistake is a teacher. Wisdom is being able to find those moments and have the bravery to admit to yourself, you have failed this time, but you're not a failure. This resilience is a mark of character you can learn through adversity. The most interesting person has a lot of these scars. If you've never failed, you don't know who you are. You take that pen back out. I kicked that hurdle, and I fell over, and it fell over. I was splayed out on the track, part of the tracks, right in front of the main bleachers, so everyone's sitting there looking at you. I got up. I started running towards the finish line. There were 2 more hurdles. I didn't try the fancy hurdle step. Instead, did an elegant little hop over the last 2 and finished. First. But I tell you what, I didn't fucking come in last either. It's a lesson I learned from my father a long time ago. I never really understood until I got older. He would say, suck it up and drive on. Here's where I stop for a second and transition. My father was a huge part of helping me develop intellectually. I feel his absence today. He set an example in showing what can be achieved through hard work and the hard work it takes to develop your knowledge. Like when I watch him study every 10 years for the boards. He and my mom encouraged me by letting me explore my interests. They didn't work against me when I decided I wanted to major in poetry. Or they kicked me out too often, wanted to stay inside reading the encyclopedia. Or make me to go to bed when I was staying up too late just to finish one more chapter. My parents were my first and best teachers, but I've had the good fortune to have great teachers at every level, from Pat Clayton Elementary School to Karen Morgan and Marianne Ferris in high school, to Dr. P and Jim Harms and Mark Rositis and Greg Isley and Tim Dayton and Christina Houck and Joe Stachus beyond that. I've been fortunate to find guides who helped me develop by sharing my knowledge. I found 2 more mentors here at Roosevelt. The sadness I have at leaving the school is tempered with the knowledge that Professors Langer and Ziliak are now part of my life and we live in parallel. Roosevelt's economic department has been an intellectual home for me like no other. I've been challenged and grown academically and personally. Here I want to note all my peers I was fortunate to work with, learning and growing together in all the schools. Made many friends through schooling, but medium Nita takes the cake. There's not enough praise I can give her. As all human languages are too constrained in the face of her greatness, she's the most important person in my life. She makes me laugh. She makes me want to be a better person. And with her, I know I could do anything. I know that because I've been through a lot. I picked myself off the ground and kept running. Those mistakes and how you approach them are what define you. When you fall, will you get back up? The class of 2020, that's what I have to share with you. This year is not a good year to be graduating. Many of us are trying to start our lives, or perhaps even a new chapter. There's a lot of scary things out there. From a virus, to a pandemic, to murder hornets, to near-Earth asteroids. We cannot live in fear, but learn from our mistakes and know that when we fall down, the best thing we can do is pick back up, keep running. Thank you, and good luck.
Inappropriate. Okay. All right, now we shall proceed to the presentation of degrees. I'll ask you, to respect the solemnity of this occasion and save your applause until all of the names of the graduating class are read. Thank you. All right, first, you could come to the stage. John Edgar Mihelic. Yeah, Mihelic, great. All right, ready?
All right, sorry. Is this the right one?
Yep.
That's
Okay,
green.
good.
Okay.
Good. There we go.
All
Okay.
All right, now for the recessional song and accompanying dance party.
Dan, leave.
Oh,
Oh, hold on.
wait, get a little closer to the door.
There's no music, guys.
You have to share.
Yay!